Voy a medida mínimo, he quedado dormido.
What's usually your nap time right now?
You nap when the baby naps? That's only a mom. Only the mom is supposed to nap when the baby naps.
I do
Good afternoon. We're going to get started with our meeting. Item number one, opening items, call to order.
Trustees present tonight are Trustee Arellano, Trustee Castillo, Trustee Calderon, Trustee Aviña, and Trustee Contreras. We have quorum.
Thank you. We'll do the, if you guys could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Jimenez, would you please lead us? Thank you. I'm going to move to item B, presentations. Number one, CHS welding competition students winners. Mr. Jimenez.
President Contreras, if I could ask that we proceed on the agenda as our Mr. Instructor and students will be arriving soon, and then we could come back to this item when they arrive.
Okay. Do we have item number two, CTE programs?
Yes, we actually do. So that would be our Senior Executive Director of College and Career Ready. That's Mr. Camarillo there. So Ms. Gabby Williams does have a presentation on our CTE programs. Ms. Williams.
Thank you. Mariano, what do you call Camarillo? Is he on this?
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Good evening, members of the Board of Education and Superintendent Jimenez and the community of Calexico. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Gabrielle Williams Ballesteros, and I'm the Senior Director of College and Career Readiness. And I'm excited to share the amazing work that is taking place in our career technical education program, most popular and known for CTE. And in today's rapidly changing workforce, CTE plays a very vital role in preparing our students not just for college, but also for the careers that are high in demand and evolving very quickly. So tonight I'm going to walk you through what CTE is and why it matters, the structure and the pathways of our CTE programs at Calexico High School, at Aurora Continuation High School, at Enrique Camarena Junior High, and at Willie Moreno Junior High. And I'm also going to share with you some partnerships, grants, and some areas of focus. But before we begin, I want to take a moment to sincerely thank our incredible CTE staff for their dedication, their creativity, their passion, and the driving force behind the success of our programs. So a big kudos and shout out to our CTE teachers. And I also want to thank our site administrators for their support and their leadership. And to kick things off, I want to start with a very short and happy video, because I worked very hard to find happy music that just barely scratches the surface of the great things that are taking place in our CTE program. Oh, the music, hello.
So good. So good.
I hope you enjoyed it, and like I mentioned, it's just a brief, quick overview. Isn't it great? Like pictures put, a perspective and what's taking place. So, I'll start with my presentation. Oh, I thought Aldo was gonna click. I click. So what is CTE? So our CTE is a very powerful program, and I'd like and hope that you think about it in that way. It is a study, it's a program that combines academics, it combines knowledge, it combines a real world hands-on skills, and it prepares our kids for high demand careers, it prepares our kids for college, it prepares our kids for the immediate workforce. Let's think about CTE as not a separate track. We've used that word many times, like, oh, the AVID track or this track. It is not a separate track. CTE supports all of our students. It is embedded into the instructional program for all. Whether they are going to attend a 4-year college, whether they're going to go to a 2-year community school, again, whether they're going to go directly into the workforce, or a trade school, this is what CTE offers to all of our kids.
Up here, Gabby.
Oh.
Can we move it, Aldo?
The mission of our CTE program at Calexico Unified is to make sure that all of our students are equipped with the 21st century skills. We make sure that our students are prepared for both college and career, whatever choice, whatever path they're going to take. We ensure that there's access and equity for all of our students, and that we prepare our next CTE graduate. I don't know if you have seen this before. It's a very popular visual aid that you can find just about anywhere, and it lists many of the CTE industries. We're going to learn a little bit about what is an industry, what is a path. The ones that you see here with the check mark are the ones that we offer at Calexico Unified School District. So just as a reminder and refresh our memories, what is an industry and what is a pathway? And so in industry, our programs are organized around industry sectors, and they're also organized around career pathways. So an industry sector, for example, can be a health science or a business, and then within each sector, we offer career pathways, which could be different type of career pathways. And as you can see here, for example, health science, information technology, business, these are industries, but then these industries offer multiple pathways. CTE course sequence. It's important to talk about a sequence when it comes to a CTE program. The most recommended sequence for a program is having an introductory class, having an intermediate course, which we called a concentrator course, and also finishing with a capstone at the end. So introductory class is designed for students to just explore the very, very basics. An introductory class can be offered at the 9th or at the 10th grade level. There are some districts that go as far as possibly an 8th grade introductory class, and I'll share that we are one of those districts where we have a 8th grade intro class. And then our concentrator, there are students that in a concentrator class, our students have the opportunity to deepen their skills with more hands-on learning. And then in a capstone is where our students should be demonstrating mastery of the skills at that level. And it's often, how do they show mastery? It's often through an internship, it's often through a certification or college credit. These are our CTE programs that we offer at Calexico Unified School District. There's a lot of information in each little box, but I'll go through some of the first ones, and then you'll see how the information is structured and organized. So first program, and not in any type of alpha or order, they're just randomly listed. We have Aurora High School. As you can see here, the industry is public services. The pathway is emergency response. This is a course sequence that we offer. We offer a concentrator and we offer a capstone. And I made note in these in this information whether the class is A through G or not A through G at this point. We are working currently in submitting more CTE classes this year. I also made a note if the class is articulated with IVC and the current enrollment for this year, and then a very brief description of the course. So for example, going to Aurora, articulation pending approval. I'm very excited that it is in today's board agenda that we begin articulation with IVC starting the fall of 2025 for the next incoming year. Mr. Felix has worked very hard with IVC in aligning his pacing guide and his curriculum along with IVC. IVC just approved it 3 weeks ago, and now it's ready for board approval so that our students at Aurora High School can get early college credit next year. And so the emergency response pathway at Aurora High School prepares our students for careers in emergency, medical services, firefighting, disaster management. The students will learn critical skills such as first aid, CPR, emergency procedures, public safety, and students will be ready to respond effectively in life-threatening situations, and that is a focus of that particular pathway. At Calexico High School, another example is our marketing, sales, and service program. That is the industry. The pathway that we offer is entrepreneurship. We offer 2 courses, a concentrator and a capstone. Our concentrator, we're working in submitting that for next school year so it becomes an A through G course, but our advanced entrepreneurship already offers A through G credit to our students. The current enrollment for this year is 121 students. The articulation at IVC is not available. And so when there's no articulation at IVC, we can look out there at other colleges and see if there's articulation, if there's a possibility to articulate. I have already reached to one college for one particular class. And then we need the IVC permission and a letter, and then in order for IVC to say we can't offer this service, but you're welcome to go and look for that articulation elsewhere. And I also made note at the end of every program here, some fun, really exciting, rigorous, hands-on projects that, and very few to list. Keep in mind there's a lot more going on, but I wanted to just share some of the most exciting or most recent projects that every class is currently focusing. So for example, entrepreneurship, they focus on creating small business plans, marketing, they do quite a bit of marketing, branding, students have to create a brand, a small business plan, what would they like to sell. They also focus on a business podcast that you can find on Spotify, and they also do stocks, so they do real estate, they do a lot more other projects. So I'll briefly go through the next one. So now that you can see how the information is structured for each of these courses, and the next slide, we see we have our industry for education, child development, and family services. Our pathway is child development. The enrollment is noted there, and I also want to note that this course offers a doubleton. So you'll see that sometimes the enrollment is over 100, and then you'll see the enrollment is 60 or 80, and you may wonder what's happening here. And so when it states this course offers a doubleton, it means that one cohort, one group of students, 20, is in that pathway for 2 hours. And so we don't have another group of students, so we don't count, in addition, 20-something students. So that's why you'll see the enrollment a little bit less. And so this is one of those classes that offers a doubleton. Also note that, for example, this class offers an internship throughout our district. Our students in this class go and support our elementary schools. They do get CPR certification. They highly participate in our CTSO FCCLA affiliation and leadership events. Articulation with IVC is not available for this class. And then there are some other ones there. And so I'll jump, for example, to hospitality. A very popular one is Chef, right? We all have had those chilaquiles and all the goodies from Chef. So a lot of people say, well, culinary arts or food technology. This is actually a hospitality, tourism, and recreation industry. And his pathway is food, service, and hospitality. It is to teach kids how to run a restaurant and how to cater for an event of 1,000 people, 1,500 people, which he has had the opportunity to do that here at Calexico High School through some awards, assemblies, and events, athletic, assemblies. Both of his classes count towards A through G. We offer a concentrator and a capstone, and then he does offer certifications on food safety, and he's very active in the CTSO state and national FCCLA affiliation and competition. In fact, he leaves and I have the honor to go and support him next Friday for 4 days. We take 10 kids at the state level. He's very confident that we're going to come back with the national, with the winner to go to national level. And so this is an exciting pathway. And as you can see here, some of the projects as big and small event catering. He is very active with IVROP showcasing and state and national competitions.
Gabby, if I could ask you to take 30 seconds to briefly explain what is A through G. What does that mean when you're saying this class is A through G?
A through G is CSU and UC state required courses, and they're broken into A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so they were created back in the 70s, and the California system, the university system in California said classes at the high school level need to be rigorous. We're not getting that kind of rigor in our students, and so the law came in, and in order to get a class to match the college rigor, it is submitted through a platform, through the college board, or UC, I always get the portal wrong, the UC portal, and then they revise the course description, and they say it's rigorous, it's great, it's at a college level, and it is approved. And now as a school, we offer it, and we tell our kids, this class, it is at a college level, it meets the college rigor, and it will be accepted by the CSU and UC universities.
So then, therefore, that gets weighed into consideration to apply for college, right?
Correct.
You know, that they're taking A through G courses as to oppose a course that is not A through G.
Correct. And we want all of our courses to be A through G. All the courses that can be A through G, we've been in that pathway and work towards that effort to submit all the courses that can. There are some courses that cannot be A through G. The university system says, for example, PE. PE is just not going to happen. It's a district requirement, it's a state requirement, but it's not a university requirement. Okay, and so yes, there are a few more classes in our CTE program that can and will be A through G. We're already, our CTE teachers have had 2 pullouts already, and we'll continue working with them with their curriculum so that their courses are submitted for A through G approval. At the next slide, so you'll see here is just a big agricultural program that we have, a very successful. Unfortunately, as you can see here, for 2 courses, articulation is not available. Plant and soil for the first year, for the first time, will be available at IVC next year. And so we will jump on that articulation with IVC for our plant and soil. And one fun project here, if you know, we all know that we host and we hold our FFA animals here in the farm, but also the greenhouse is about to kick off and get really exciting next year, and we're going to have the farm to table in that class. Moving along. I'll leave you for more for some reading tonight, so you can continue reading about our pathways, just to be cautious with the time. The next one here, these 3 courses, we're currently reassessing enrollment, alignment with IVC, labor market needs as well. And so we'll come back to these 3 courses through leadership, through site leadership and district conversations about where we can support and realign these 3 courses at the end. Then we have some very unique 2 programs that, and I just quote CTE. And one of them is offered through IVC. We have a partnership and a MOU with IVC for a dual enrollment, and that is what you saw in the video. We have building and construction trades. The pathway is HVAC, mechanical systems installation and repair. Our students are already repairing and giving basic maintenance to ACs in just the last 4 months that they've been in that class. It's a really exciting class to go and watch. They do get dual enrollment credit, and they get CHS credit. Currently, it's only one section. It's an IVC instructor. And note that this is offered through the IVC Dual Enrollment Partnership. It's only one section. We're in a pilot year, and there's more to reassess and discuss at the end of the year. Another unique CTE program is our NJROTC. And they offer 4 courses, and they have a course sequence of naval science. All of their courses are A through G. They do get CHS elective credit, and it does count towards the CCI dashboard. The current enrollment is 66, and actually that is a typo of mine. It is not 66. It's 66 for the main campus, and we're in the 70s for CHS 9. We have a total of 140 cadets in the program. This program cannot exceed 100 students. However, our instructors are always welcoming and welcoming any student. We do have to be cautious with our partnership with the Navy. And so we do go over the 100, but our instructors say, it's okay, not a big problem right now. If we would want to go, let's say, over 150, 190, 200, then we would need to bring on board a third instructor as per our Navy standards. Okay. The next, really brief, we do offer CTE programs. We started 2 years ago and embedding the CTE sequence and information and curriculum into our junior highs. And so we offer Paxton Patterson programs, and they offer hands-on career-focused learning experiences for our kids. These programs include about 15 modules of CTE pathways, and each module is designed to last 3 to 4 weeks. And our teachers can enhance it with supplemental materials and field trips and guest speakers. And again, we offer it at the 7th, 8th grade and 5 sections at the 9th grade. Something that is always exciting is to know how many of our kids completed a CTE pathway. A CTE pathway is made up again of 2 years. At a minimum, it could be 3 years if we have an introductory course. And so as you can see here, just a brief background and a projection for the next school year. In 22-23, we had 122 completers. And these, again, kids that have finished 2 years of a CTE pathway. Then we grew to 268, and we're projecting 430 CTE completers for the upcoming school year. For the current school year. Yes. Yes. So then let me move on to the next one, our dashboard. As we know, part of California's College and Career Indicator, our students can demonstrate that they're prepared for life after high school by meeting certain CTE-related benchmarks that we see here. And so these are called career indicators, and they show whether our student is ready or not. And so there are 3 key levels. A student is a participant, or is a student a concentrator, or is a student a completer. If a student is a completer, it is considered prepared for college and career, and it does impact our college and career indicator. In our CTE program, we're very proud that we have been building partnerships and industry engagement. As you can see here, it is key. It is key for our success and our students, and to stay updated with what's going on out there with our with CTE technology, skills required, the labor market. And so we do collaborate with local institutions like IVC for dual enrollment. As you saw with the HVAC, we collaborate with IVROP for many career readiness services. We've also have partnered recently with San Diego State IV. It's a RICE program, which is a health medical program that works with Ms. Galindo's pathway. We also work with ICOE in a lot of professional development. And we're recently, as you can see in today's board agenda, we're partnering with Hyundai for a partnership for our auto shop program. We are working on building advisory committees. We also have brought guest speakers and have taken our students to local businesses. As you saw, our students recently visited Sun Community Bank. And the way the College and Career Readiness Department supports our teachers, as you can see here, is just a brief list. From materials and supplies to curriculum to alignment to guidance on certifications, trying to find them more certifications, valid certifications, not just like from a company we don't know. We've learned that, I've learned that nowadays everyone's opening a company and saying, come over and take a test and we'll give you a certification. We're learned that they need to be accredited, that they need to be valid at the workforce. So I also assist all of our teachers with budgeting, with grants, making sure they are attending targeted professional development, coordinating a lot of field trips, competitions, their work with the CTSO organizations, and learning opportunities for our students to keep them engaged and prepare for the next, for the workforce. We do receive grants, as you can see here listed, and we try to be very innovative on how we manage those grants. We try to meet the industry demand. We use the grants also to, as I mentioned, to align course content, develop articulation agreement. We purchase modern equipment and technology. We enhance our student engagement. We have organized pathway showcases, and I think there's one coming up that we're gearing up for a CTE showcase with our team. And we also use the funds to collaborate and educate our community about CTE. Certifications in college and career alignment. So we have to keep the balance of college and career. Let's not forget about the college component. As you can see here, we articulate, we offer dual enrollment. We make sure that our classes are A through G. And we make sure that the courses are aligned also with the labor market and IVC. As far as certifications, here's a brief list of some of the certifications that are offered in our program. And we keep all this work in mind with our portrait of the CTE graduate that we now are wrapping up and then restarting implementation phase. But a portrait of the graduate, character skills, character traits are communication, integrity, resilience, and critical thinking is included in everything that we do in the CTE program and academic world as well. 4 areas to focus and to work together, and efforts for the next coming years is to continue to expand our industry partnerships. As I mentioned, is really important that we connect with our industries out there. We want to continue to increase our college credit through articulation, dual enrollment, and increase certifications for our students. We want to focus on career readiness skills, and we want to continue to build and strengthen our CTE advisory committees. All right. And I'm sharing here, this is our college career department Instagram. If you want to follow, I post scholarships, CTE information, everything for our community. And so you're welcome to give us a follow and share information and flyers so that they can be shared with our students as well. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any questions? I think you answered a couple of ones that I had as you went through.
Again, thank you, Ms. Williams. Again, likewise, I think a good, thorough presentation and did kind of answer a lot of questions. It was good because I remember looking at the CTE guides, right, countywide guides with all the high schools listed. And it was always interesting to see what articulation was approved and not approved. And there was always kind of some that I always wondered why they approved.
Why?
We have some tonight, so I'm glad to see that articulation and collaborations are continuing. question, when we're talking about the articulation, does that mean dual enrollment, instructor in our classrooms, or students going to IVC?
So articulation means that we articulate, collaborate with the IVC instructor during the semester. They don't come and provide instruction. Our instructor does not go and provide instruction, obviously, but they are to collaborate. We do have a meeting. We introduce them. Then they exchange numbers in front of us, and this is IVC's dean and myself and site leadership. They exchange textbooks. So we align our textbook to their textbook, our pacing guide to their pacing guide, and we're teaching, shadowing their teaching. And so when it's final exams time at IVC, then we have two options. The instructor from IVC comes and administers the exam, the IVC exam, the course exam to our students. They grade it and they provide the grade, and then our student earns that IVC credit. Or our students, which we're going to do in about 2-3 weeks for the first time, because last time they came over, Auto Shop, we're taking 25 kids to IVC. I love that because of the setting. They're going to take their IVC college exam at IVC. And then the teacher gets the IVC instructor grades and provides the grade, and then we get the results grades from IVC, and then we add them to the student transcript. That's articulation. So dual enrollment is an IVC instructor, and that is after school, or as in this pilot program that we have, the HVAC, the IVC instructor is included, embedded into our master schedule. And so our students get Calexico High School elective credit, but at the same time, they're being taught by an IVC instructor through dual enrollment format.
So articulation students would have the opportunity to get credit in the high school on their transcript as well as IVC.
Say
If
that.
they- in the articulation, not dual enrollment, but the articulation, the first piece.
Oh,
They get
yes.
credit in both,
Correct.
kind of like the dual.
Correct. And a reminder, concurrent enrollment is when the student after school goes on their own and says, I'm going to sign up at IVC. I'm concurrently enrolled in two schools, and I'm going on my own. I'm 16 years old. They do get, the principal has to sign and vouch that the student is in good academic standing to enroll at a college level. That class or that format, when the student receives a grade, it does not get added into our transcript. That's on their own.
Okay, thank you. And then you participate in that strong workforce consortia.
All of them, yes.
Thank you.
Any other
And if I
questions?
could just add really quick, I know Gabby briefly touched on it, but I do want to highlight it a little bit more on our junior high school Paxton lab pathway. So this year we implemented in Kiki Camarena and Willie Moreno an exploratory wheel of our CTE pathway. So at both of our junior high schools, our students are able to take an elective CTE class, and in that class they rotate throughout, I think, like a 6-week rotation process, and they do agriculture, and they do culinary arts, and then they do robotics or auto mechanics, and so they're actually exploring as a junior high school students the different CTE pathways that they could eventually say, I really liked when I took culinary arts in my exploratory wheel at the junior high school, and I want to now pursue that in my high school as a class, and and be a completer and take it for 3 years, or that sort of stuff. So we're really excited about that, and already Kiki Camarena was identified as a showcase school, and just our shout out to our Miss Padilla,
Diaz.
Miss
Miss
Diaz, I'm
Diaz,
sorry, Miss Diaz at Kiki Camarena, and of course Mr. Romero and our teacher, assistant principal, Miss Pettis, and all the staff over there at Kiki Camarena, because they really did a great job at implementing the Paxton exploratory wheel CT program, and then also at Willie Moreno Junior High School. They're also in the process of building it and putting a strong program together.
Just want to say thank you, Ms. Williams. Now have a better understanding of the program thanks to your presentation.
You're welcome.
good
Thank you.
information.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And I
And
hope you're welcome to it
Yeah.
to go to CTE classes. I know that you do and visit the high school, but any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
And continue looking for those articulation if IBC doesn't offer it.
Yes, absolutely.
Out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He said 2 minutes away. You want to?
Okay, and we'll move to comments.
Yeah, public comments. Yeah.
We'll come back to a presentation on item number one.
sorry,
Um,
It's not you.
Okay.
There you go. Have a seat.
So we'll go to item number one under presentations, CHS welding competition, students winners.
Thank you, President Contreras. I'm honored tonight. I'm very, very excited. I'm personally very excited to share with our school community and share with our Board of Trustees this highlight that we had at Calexico High School and the Calexico Unified School District. On Friday, March 28th, Calexico High School hosted a CTE welding competition that we invited schools throughout the valley, and schools participated. We had Hopeville, Calipatria, Valley Academy, and Brawley school districts all sent their welding teams to participate in this competition, and so Mr. Camarillo, who's gonna share a few words right now, we're gonna recognize him and his students. Did an incredible job alongside with the support of Ms. Williams and Mr. John Moreno and our staff at Calexico High School in putting together a great experience for our students, but not only in Calexico or at Calexico High School, but also for the students who participated from these other school districts as well. There was two different competitions. One was structural welding, where they had a weld together. I believe it was like a foundation piece that could be used in the welding industry. And then the other one was a fabrication welding. So Brawley School District, Brawley High School District, won first place in the structural welding. So congratulations to Brawley and their students. And they did a great job representing their school. And first place was won by our very own Calexico welding program for the fabrication welding. I do want to say that all the adjudicators were outside people. They were not any of the teachers or principals or anything like that. There were we had a master welder from the IID. We had the welders from San Diego who came from the different industries, and the National Association of Union Welders Association and whatnot, and they were the judges, and they judged the final products that the kids did. And as you can imagine, welding and putting something together, it's not a 30-minute activity or a 1 hour or 2 hour activity. This was pretty much all day. The kids were there from 8 in the morning. We served them breakfast. We served them lunch. I want to thank Chef Nunez because he did some rice and beans and burritos and some really good food there. And then at the end, kids had a timeline, and Mr. Camarillo, I was able to go there in the morning, and then I had to come back to attend to other meetings and whatnot, and I was able to go there later on in the afternoon. Mr. Camarillo would come out and say, 2 hours left, and 1 hour, and 45 minutes, and 30 minutes, and he was doing the countdown, and it was done. And when it was like, okay, time is up, and the torches were turned off and put away, and the judges started adjudicating the projects. And so we're very, very excited that for our first welding competition, again, congratulations to all of our students in the Valley, from Hopeville, from Calipat, Valley Academy, and from Brawley, and congratulations to the Brawley winner in structural welding. And tonight, big congratulations to our students who won the fabrication welding first place. So if you could see over to my left, the product or what they had to weld and design was this grill, and barbecue grill, and it's all put together and it's all really nice. But these were all single pieces. They had to cut the sheet metal. It was like they just got one big piece of sheet metal, and they had to cut the sizes that you see there. They had to cut the legs and the supporting beams, and so they had to put the handles on it. So you see a very nice grill all put together there that you could find at Home Depot or something like that, right? But it was before you're seeing this right now, it was just scrap metal, just sheet metal, and it wasn't together. So you see their trophy right there, pictures of when they received their trophy, and their you see the barbecue grill right there. I did find one defect that I shared with the boys and I shared with Mr. Camarillo, and after they won first place, I said, but do you guys see the defect? And no one could see the defect in it, and I had to point it out to them. And I said, well, where's the carne asada? It's like, where's the carne asada? And they said, well, if you buy the carne asada, we'll put the charcoal and we'll have ourselves a carne asada one of these days. So congratulations to Mr. Camarillo and to our students, we're gonna call our students and give them a certificate of accomplishment. But at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Camarillo if he just has a few words he'd like to share at the podium about his students and this accomplishment. Thank you, Mr. Camarillo.
Okay. Can I say in Spanish? Yeah? Is that English?
English is fine, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. First of all, I'm sorry for being late. I was doing, I'm this year's wrestling coach, and I was been yelling for like a couple hours. Can hardly speak. Excuse me. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for allowing me to do something like this. I really love welding. Welding is one of my passions, if not the passion. But honestly, it takes a lot of effort from the kids. If the kids don't put in the work, it's not gonna happen. Honestly, like I said, Ms. Williams, thank you for being there. ROP, my God, Albert and Jaime. Amazing support. They kind of like kept the whole, all the schools together and the invitations, everything. They did a really well job. I mean, I'm very thankful for them. As far as the kids and the facilities, our shop is pretty much going that way, that direction, as far as like general welding and fabrication. And this is the kids are amazing. Just real quick. They taught me so much already. I learned so much from them. I think I learned more from them than they can learn from me. They are, if you put them up to something, they can. If you motivate them, they have the passion for it. They can accomplish it. So that's why I'm not afraid of, like putting these kind of challenges on them. I know they can do it. And this year, Steven, Isaac, and Camarillo, and all the other kids, they've just been amazing kids. They want to be to kick him out of the. At the end of the day, kick him out of the classroom. Mijo, I gotta go. I have a life. I gotta go. There's a lot of reward when you fabricate something with your bare hands, right? I just want to say that thank you to Brawley, Mr. Cervantes, amazing. He's been with me too. He's been supporting since I got here. He was one of the guys that kind of helped me a lot. And I just want to say that welding is everywhere. I just really want to thank you for supporting. Welding is these kids can have a future if they know how to direct their welding. Right now, SpaceX, they're searching for welders. They just called me right now from Heber. There's a company coming in, and they're gonna need 15 welders, 15 fabricators. So there's this work. You just gotta look the right direction. And for the work that we put out, I always tell them, hope you guys can, I don't know. I'm really proud of them, but I really want them always. I'm always asking them to do their best, And then they sure did. The way I want to say something real quick. They show when they were working. I didn't speak to them. I didn't say anything. I'm not saying anything about the other schools. They're amazing kids too, But I didn't even help them anything, and they were working so good together. Everybody was in assignment. I mean, I was so proud of them. When I saw the final product, I was like, wow. I was even more proud of them than I already was. They're amazing kids. I just want to say thank you for you guys to show, your parents will be very proud of you guys. You know, kids are amazing, guys. You know, just gotta motivate them. You know, and thank you for all of you guys' support, and hope allow me to do it again next year if possible. You know, keep it going. So I don't know. I can be here all day talking. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mr.
Okay, very proud of you guys.
Camarillo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Board of Trustees, at this time, I'd like to ask a gentleman, when I call your name, please come up, and our board will stand in front of the dais and present you with the certificates that we have for you, and then we'll take a picture for our archives, okay? So I would like to ask Mr. Camarillo, if you could come up to the front of the dais, please. We'll shake hands with our board members, and I believe there's two gentlemen here today. We have, but I'll call all three of their names. That's Stefan Cepeda, Axel Camarillo, and Isaac Salazar. If I could have you. Mr. Camarillo is also our wrestling coach, and being a former high school wrestler himself, and also served in our armed services. So thank you, Mr. Camarillo, for your service to our country and to our school district going back many years. Thank you very much, Mr. Camarillo. And gentlemen, keep up the great work. Si se puede, adelante, right? And congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And you guys are more than welcome to stay here all night long. But you know, you don't have to. Just leave the barbecue grill with me, and
He's gonna bring the carne asada. That's why he'll take it back with the carne asada.
Híjole. Ya me ¿verdad que sí? I like that, absolutely. Ya me comprometí. We'll make sure we get it back to you guys. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you guys for your presentations. We're going to move on to item C. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda and or any items of district business that is not on the agenda. And we do have two items. I have Ms. Elizabeth Esqueda.
Hello. Good afternoon, dedicated board of directors, fellow ACT and CSA brothers, sisters, and siblings, and community members. I am Elizabeth Esqueda, CSA chapter president. On behalf of our chapter members, I want to express our continued dedication and hard work in supporting our schools. CSA remains more than willing and always ready to collaborate with the district to ensure the success and well-being of our students and staff. As we head into spring break, we wish everyone a restful and happy spring break. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we also have Ms. Rosie Rodriguez.
Buenas tardes a todos, a los miembros del comité, a todos los presentes. Solamente venimos en representación de las madres y padres de familia de algunas alumnas de la Escuela César Chávez. Nosotros primeramente quisiera dar las gracias al programa de Sparks porque hemos notado un cambio muy positivo que ellos han implementado con todos los niños, un programa realmente donde los niños se sienten muy motivados y han tenido la oportunidad de participar en diferentes eventos y como escuela, como César Chávez, de verdad creo que podemos decir con orgullo que nuestra participación ha sido muy fructífera. Sin embargo, hubo una situación que ocurrió con una de las coaches, con una de las maestras, o no sé si sean maestras o sean personas, tutoras, correcto, gracias, que se dedica especialmente a darles clases de porras a las niñas, Hay algunas niñas aquí presentes y ellas han hecho un esfuerzo de verdad admirable. Ellas se han motivado muchísimo con esta actividad. Han ganado en varias ocasiones. César Chávez ha levantado trofeos gracias a ese espíritu de triunfo, ese espíritu de competencia y sobre todo que se han sentido como integradas a un grupo de amistad. Estoy muy emocional, pero de verdad quiero pedirles todo su apoyo para que las niñas tengan la oportunidad de tener a su maestra de regreso y tengan la oportunidad de competir este próximo 17 de mayo de un plan que ya tenían, de algo para lo que han ensayado por muchos meses. Y de verdad, como mamás y como familia nos sentimos afectados porque en ellas notamos sus emociones y notamos sus ganas de salir adelante. Entonces, reconocemos el esfuerzo que hace el programa, sin embargo, nunca se nos dijo el motivo por qué la maestra que se encarga de esto ya no está presente y es algo que lastima principalmente en su desarrollo emocional, en su desarrollo competitivo. Son unas triunfadoras y es lo que queremos formar nosotros como padres y estoy segura que ustedes también están velando por eso. Así que pedimos de verdad reconsideren que Miss Joana Betancourt sea reinstalada para que este 17 de mayo las niñas terminen su proyecto de una competencia de la cual ya han sido campeonas anteriormente. Así que, de primer lugar, así es. ¿Quieren bailar? ¿Tienen unos segundos? ¿Quieren la música? Ok, sin música. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias por la oportunidad.
Gracias.
Gracias. We'll move on to item D, consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon by one motion without discussion unless an item is pulled for separate consideration and action. And we're actually going to pull item number 6 for consideration and action. So all other items, if I could entertain a motion.
I motion to approve all items except number 6, or pulling number 6, right?
Yeah. I have a motion by Mr. Aviña, second by Mr. Castillo. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. And then we'll just pull item number 6, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Avid Center for Elementary and Secondary Schools.
Would you like some information on that, President?
Mr. Aviña?
Yeah, I asked Mr. Contreras for us to put that item. I have some questions. Why is it a 3-year contract? Usually we do 1-year contracts.
Right.
But this one's all the way to 27-28 school year.
Sure.
So I'm just curious, why?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get Ms. Ramirez, our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, to provide a little bit more details on this contract and this program.
Good evening, Elisa Ramirez, Assistant Sup of Ed Services. The past 3 years, we secured a 3-year contract just because Avid has been in our district for many years. I think we started back in 1999, I believe that we started with them. We're now an Avid district-wide, and the only reason we went for a 3-year is because that way for us is less paperwork, and every year all we have to do is submit an invoice for payment. And so that's really why we didn't commit to doing the payment in one payment for 3 years. It's every year they're going to invoice us, and that's the only reason.
It still does give us time to evaluate on a year-to-year basis if there is some services that are
Absolutely.
not being rendered appropriately, right?
And it gives us an opportunity to remove stuff or add stuff. So, for example, this year we removed the contract piece for Aurora because with our declining enrollment, we have really small classes, and so we spoke to our partners and says at this time, Avid is probably something that we're going to do on our own district wide, but we won't be able to have the elective class, which is what they do at the high school level. But the high school will continue to have elective classes, and so will the junior highs. At the elementary, it's district-wide.
Thank you. I don't know if you have any other questions, Mr. Viña?
So just kind of going on what Mr. Contreras said. So in the future, let's say a year, 2 years from now, we decide we want to go a different direction. We don't have to pay the full 3 years, or we're committed for 3 years.
I don't think we're committed because we made changes in the past. All I will do is, because the invoice, when we submitted for the 3 quotes that you see here, we are able to make changes. Like we've added Avid Weekly for one school that didn't have it in the middle of the year. And so we're allowed to make changes.
I think one of the suggestions will be that, just as we're taking a look at other contracts and stuff like that, that we do follow up with at least an annual review of those contracts. So just to make sure that we emphasize that we're staying with the items that we need and, making the corrections that are necessary during that time.
And the reason, I kind of was questioning it. I support Avid. I like Avid. I think it has a great potential. But since we are working on our 5-year strategic plan and we have discussed the need to increase the academic performance in our district, looking at the whole system and so forth, I don't know, just thinking, should we just jump in and pay 3 years for this for Avid versus doing it on a year by year? So I was curious to know what were the benefits of just doing it 3 years rather than a year per year.
Yeah, if we had committed to the 3 years with a one-time payment, they will freeze our pricing. But here in the district, we don't. That's not a practice that we do, and so we are doing it on a yearly basis. And the practices, all the instructional strategies that we're doing through Avid align perfectly with the work that we're doing with curriculum planning.
Okay.
Any other questions? No. Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion by Mr. Castillo for approval.
I'll second.
A second by Mr. Aviña.
Someone left glasses and a phone up here.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Move on to informational items. Superintendent report.
Thank you, President Contreras. Today, I think my report's going to be a little bit different. I came across today an email that was truly uplifting. And, every once in a while, we all go through, in our careers or personal lives where, we have a million things on our plates and it's really difficult and challenging and whatnot. And, somehow the universe or something sends you a message that says, hey, hang in there. You guys are doing a good job and good things are happening and it's all worth it, right? It's all worth the blood, sweat, and tears, right? The hard work that you guys are doing. So today, I was thinking of my board report, and I was going to report, different things that are happening. I came across an email that was written actually by our new director of alternative education this year, Mr. Joshua Lopez Cueva, who's here right now. He's sitting there in the audience, and this is an email that he wrote to his staff on their day before we break for the spring break. And so I like to share it with the board and with the audience, because it's not only about an email that he wrote to his staff at Aurora High School and our alternative education program, but I think this is emblematic and it exemplifies who we are in Calexico and the work that we do. So he doesn't know I was going to do this to him. But I'm the superintendent and I could do these types of things, right? So the subject of his email is a heartfelt thank you and wishing you a restful spring break. And it starts, good afternoon, Alt Ed family. As we prepare to step into spring break, I want to take a moment to say something simple but deeply felt. Thank you. Thank you for showing up with heart. Thank you for believing in our students, especially when they need it most. Thank you for being the kind of educators, support staff, mentors, and role models that make a lasting difference. This year hasn't been without its challenges, but every time we faced one, you met it with determination, care, and teamwork. The work we do in alternative education is often quiet and behind the scenes, but its impact is powerful, and it changes lives. Together, we've accomplished so much. We've launched our barber school, giving students a hands-on pathway towards real careers and renewed purpose. We deepened parent engagement, bridging the gap between home and school and creating stronger support systems for our learners. We achieved a 93.75% attendance rate, with Saturday school giving students a second chance to stay on track and stay connected. Our team's coordination led to an impressive 95% participation in LPAC testing, ensuring our English learners are recognized and supported. We rolled out PBIS, planting seeds for a more inclusive, positive school culture where expectations are clear and successes are celebrated. We added sports programs, bringing joy, pride, and a sense of belonging back to campus. We took students on hikes and college visits, showing them what's possible, expanding their worlds, and reminding them that they matter. Every one of these successes was made possible because of you. Your patience, creativity, compassion, and relentless belief in our mission have built something special. When I walk through our campus or drop into classrooms and programs, I'm reminded again and again that I work with some of the most dedicated and heart-driven professionals out there. I hope this spring break gives you time to breathe, reflect, laugh, rest, and return recharged. You've earned that and so much more. Take pride in what we are building and in the lives you've helped shape this year. And it's an honor to be part of this team. I truly mean that with all my appreciation. Joshua Cuevas Lopez. So I think this is one administrator writing an email to his staff, but like I said, I think this exemplifies a Calexico Unified School District. And so not with my words, summarizing it or paraphrasing it too much or editorializing it, but I'll leave you with Mr. Lopez's words for us as we break on for our spring break. Thank you.
Thank you.
Disculpen por interrumpir, nomás queremos saber, ¿se va a tomar en cuenta lo que se vino a decir? ¿Van a tomar una decisión? ¿O qué va a proceder?
Los comentarios del público, señor, nomás se toman como información y luego personal puede regresar a trabajar sobre el asunto con ustedes, pero no se toman decisiones así de esa manera. Pero sí tenemos a la señorita Esmeralda García, que es la directora del programa de Sparks, que si quieren hablar con ella puede hablar con ustedes aquí afuera en el pasillo, en el lobby, y ya pueden hablar un poquito más sobre la situación.
¿Sería terminando la junta?
No, lo pueden hacer ahorita si quieren hacerlo ahorita. Ok. Gracias. Okay.
¿Y cuándo va a ser la carne para
A ver, le avisamos. Gracias.
Item number 2, Insurance Committee. Left me a little bit shocked, so I couldn't.
Yes.
It's a good meal.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Lopez, for your work. So at this time, President Contreras, I'd like to ask our Assistant Super of HR and Risk Management, Mr. Romel Guerrero, to give a brief update on our Insurance Committee.
Well, good evening, Board, President Contreras, Superintendent Jimenez, members of the public, Romel Guerrero, Human Resource Assistant Superintendent. Just wanted to give you guys an update on our Insurance Committee. We've been talking about different aspects and we're just going to go through a quick, brief presentation so that you know what we're discussing and what may be coming in the future. One of the things that we're looking at in our insurance committee is rates. Obviously, we know rates across the state of California are going to go up. We know that there's a lot of different factors that are affecting us, but in our case, for health and welfare benefits, right, we do have a price inflation concern that may be affecting our rates. In addition to that, the amount of utilization between 2023 and 2024 are factors that we have to take into consideration. For example, the cost of medicines. In this case, these are some examples. For example, medicines or prescriptions for cancer, going up 68%. That's going to affect our rates. Medications for type 2 diabetes and inpatient hospitalizations. All those increases in utilization are going to affect the rates across the state of California, but including ourselves. Right? There's also government mandates, federal and state government mandates that are unfunded. And those mandates are also have to be taken into consideration as we look at insurance rates. One of the other things is government changes in funding. For example, the COVID-19 treatment, Paxlovid, it's one of the medications that they give folks who have COVID. It's a 5-day treatment. You can see how much increase it has placed on our insurance providers because the government doesn't cover that expense anymore. They pass that expense on to insurance companies. And obviously there's new treatments and therapies and ongoing concerns of delayed care. Just to give you an example, the concerns of delayed care, folks who didn't get any medical care during the COVID years, is still affecting us. Those delay in care are going to cost more in the future because something that could have been prevented or something that could have been caught early, now it's being caught at a later time with a higher impact. Want to click on it? Oh, there we go. Oh, no, one back. There we go. Another, in particular, we belong to the CISC pool, right? So CISC is school insurance services in California, and those are self-insure schools that we're part of that pool. And as you can see here, these are claims over $1.3 million. These are claims that are going to affect the rates for our insurance in the 25-26 year. For example, between 23 and 24, there was a 298% change in claims over $1.3 million for newborns or birth. In regards to cancer, there's a 1,439% increase in the number of claims that were over 1,300,000. And circulatory, that's like high blood pressure, heart disease. There was that actually went down. Down at the bottom, you can see that we did have to absorb as a pool, right? We are one district in a pool of many districts, right? And as a pool, we had to absorb some claims at above $2.3 million. Back in 2023, there was only 4 of them. This year, there was actually 15. Claims above 1.3 total for this year, 41. And the highest claim that our pool had to pay was $7.2 million. These are the geographic ranges for the upcoming school year. So in 25-26, these are the ranges per county. Imperial County ranges for our CISC pool were between 7% and 9.5%. For Calexico specifically, our average increase for insurance that we're looking at for next year is going to be 8.6%. We here at Calexico, we offer 6 different plans of six different options of insurance for our members. Right? They can go with the original plan, which is the very first one there, the Anthem 100A. 10, or they can choose one of the other options, including SIMSA. And you can see that for the upcoming school year, 25-26 school year, these are going to be the increases that are going to be added to our premiums. There is a silver lining in insurance. CISC is always looking at ways to save schools. And just a little bit of information on CISC. CISC was created by school districts to support school districts, and therefore their rates are always going to be the best for school districts. But they're always looking at ways of saving school districts and school employees money, right? So what CISC came up with, and with the understanding that one of the biggest concerns that we have right now is the delay in care, is CISC is offering now this proactive care programs for school districts. And the cool thing about this proactive care programs is that you can go to, what CISC wants is they want folks, they want school employees or members to go to their doctor, their primary physician, and for going to, if you sign up with this plan, if you choose this plan, you don't have to pay a copay to go see your doctor. You don't have to pay a copay if you use a particular laboratory for your labs, you know. But the second part to this plan is that everything that you are going to spend, the amount of money that you will be expected to pay out of pocket, it's listed on there. It's listed on there. So there are certain premiums that you have to pay in order to receive the benefits of the proactive care with your primary physician. We'll be bringing more information about this plan. So there's actually 3 of them. There's a Platinum Plus, a Platinum, and a Gold. And what our committee is working on right now is trying to determine which of those plans will be added to the options that we're already offering our employees. Okay. That's it.
Thank you. And I'd like to share that so Romel works with our insurance committee. That includes our representatives from our both labor associations, and also has some of our management team members there as well. And this is something that I think as a country we're trying to figure out and tackling the ever increasing cost of insurance, of medical insurance in the United States. You know, last year, as you saw in one of Romel's slides, there was an increase, but it was actually not a bad increase, if we could say that about any increase, right? It was a little over 2%. But this year, we would hit, you know, a lot harder with the 8-point-something% increase. And so that's, I see there's some places where they were slightly lower, not by much, slightly lower. Other places that were slightly higher. But you know, this is something that we're working on and still trying to provide zero out-of-pocket opportunities or very low cost out-of-pocket opportunities or options for our employees to be able to choose from.
Thank you, Superintendent Jimenez. Thank you, Board.
Any questions?
All right.
Thank
you, everybody.
We'll go to item number 3, board reports. These are informational reports by board members. No actions taken. Mr. Arellano.
Yes, good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate the welding team. As you can see, they did an excellent job. Unfortunately, when I was in high school, I did not take welding, and about 2 years ago, when I had some welding job done at my house, and they took 10 minutes and they charged me $300, all I could think of was, how come I didn't take welding in high school? It is a great career for our young students to pursue. They make good money. I know, have a lot of friends that actually travel to San Diego and they work on in the ocean doing some welding. So it's an excellent CTE course that they can take. So congratulations to them. On April 3rd, I had the opportunity to attend the grand opening of the MVP Center. Just to make it short, help me out with this one, Ms. Leon. McKinney-Vento Academic Wellness. So they shortened it. They did it. They made it just for me, MVP. They made it shorter just for me. They did it excellent job with the grand opening. The place is amazing. If you haven't had the opportunity to look at it, it's very welcoming. They have a PlayStation or Xbox? PlayStation. Have a PlayStation. It's a great place for kids to attend. And usually, and to my understanding, it's until 6 p.m. or 7 p.m.
Do you have more?
It's until, I believe, 6 p.m., right? 6 p.m. So
yes.
I don't want to put Ms. Limon on the spot, right? But it's 6 p.m. And the reason I want to bring it up, it's usually around the time that kids tend to get in trouble. So that's why it's so important for us to keep our students engaged in school, in sports during those times. And that's the reason why I bring it up. It's important for us to come up with programs, find a way to fund sports activities or any, whether it's basketball. I know Mr. Contreras is very heavily involved in basketball. Those are great opportunities that we create for students. The following day, on April 4th, I also attended the unveil of the mosaic at Willie Moreno. Mr. Velez was there. A few of us were there as well. I think Mr. Velez was the one that kind of started that project, and Ms. Badillo actually ended it this year. It was a beautiful piece. I think it's going to go up this week. And lastly, I want to mention that a few of us attended the Imperial County Board members dinner last night. It was hosted at Meadows, and Mr. Tony Romayor actually did an excellent presentation, and I'll end it there. That way Mr. Castillo has something to say. Thank you.
Mr. Castillo.
There's the benefit to being on this end of the table. See? But again, good evening, everyone, and thank you guys for being here. I think we always take pride and pleasure in seeing what the students are doing and building with their hands, with their minds. In this case, CTE program. So it is a benefit, huge benefit to see the progress that these programs are going through, and again, the board being able to support the growth and development of this area of need for our district is great. I think it kind of shows the why we're here in some cases. McKinley Vento, along there, several of us there. Again, thank you for the district for initiating the project, the services. Thank you, Ms. Limon, for the leadership and your team for getting that established for our students and community. That was wonderful. I'll add that I had the opportunity to also visit Cesar Chavez recently when they did their AVID showcase. Right? Very special. I'm thinking here. But again, opportunity to show what the good work that AVID's doing, but specifically the staff and the team there at the school site as they're implementing it. We had a chance to walk through classrooms. I think also wonderful to see was the student ambassadors, to see the students, Cesar Chavez, the little students, providing the tours, walking us through classrooms, showing us, the work that's going on, teachers presenting. We saw all the writing, the inquiry, the reading organization, all the wicker stuff, which was nice to see. Again, I'm familiar with it. Some of us are here. I've had a chance to go to Avid Institute, so I'm familiar with kind of the program. So very good to see that. And district-wide, it's been years, I know, implemented here. So that's great to see, continuing. And again, school board dinner last night was good, focusing on facilities, which is always a need, always an interest, looking at the organization in California and possible funding sources, and of course the construction here in our district. And just lastly, as we're kind of finishing up the school week for all of us, just want to wish everybody again safe and happy holidays, spring break, rest up, and we'll come back strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. Ms. Calderon.
Good evening, everyone who's watching live and everyone who's here. Congratulations to Mr. Camarillo for obviously transmitting that passion for this trade called welding. We can see, the fruits of that, being passionate about anything that, we do. So congratulations for taking the first place. Hopefully we can continue to see that competition year after year, and we keep taking home that first place. I was also able to attend the grand opening of the MVP, and it was very exciting to see that there's a place where we can consider a safe haven, where our students that need it can go there and know that they can be in a safe place. There's a pantry there. There's a place where they can do homework. There's credit recovery that can take place there. Hopefully we can extend the hours to longer than 6 o'clock. I know we need a teacher to be there and whatnot, but very happy to be there and to see all the hard work. Ms. Limon, thank you for your leadership. I also want to wish everyone a happy Easter, a happy spring break. Be safe out there, rest, enjoy your loved ones, and we'll be coming back with recharged batteries to keep doing all the awesome work that you're all doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Avina?
Yes. So when I say that Mr. Castillo and Mr. Arellano didn't get the memo, it was light blue jackets. I attended a safety meeting. Was it the 2nd, March? The 2nd. Officer Hurtado did a great job presenting. A few parents, but the few parents that were there were very engaged. And one of the parents made a statement like saying, "Wow, this is great information. Parents are missing out, the ones that were not there. They should be offered more," the parents said. So I know there's multiple events like that to offer opportunities for parents, but great information. Parents were very engaged. Topics of vaping, fights, and the big one, the popular one amongst the conversation was the challenges of social media. So great presentation. And Officer Dawes spoke didn't stop, like for 2 hours, just entertain and engage the 7, 8 parents that were there. Also, I attended the astronomy night. Was it last week? Yeah, last week at Camarena. Again, great presentation. I love attending the astronomy nights. Big shout out to Ms. Diaz, the STEAM. Yeah, I went into her class. I think Miss I drew a blank here. Ramirez, sorry, Elisa. I was gonna say Elisa, Ms. Ramirez. We went together, and it was awesome to see the kids talking about their projects. There was a student talking about how he created a video game, but it's just before the video game, there's writing, there's a storyboard, there's vocabulary, there's math. To the avatar they created, there was some math involved, and that was pretty neat having the student explain that to us. So I love the idea of putting the academics and then creating the video game, which kind of like a CTE. It's a real life skill. Now people are making lots of money by playing video games, right, and creating video games. We also had I think that was it. Well, I mean, at my own job, I attended an AVIC workshop, and I was glad to see Calexico there. Ms. Ramirez had a team there, so very engaging. I know I spoke about the item number 6 about questioning the 3-year contract. Not because I'm not in support of AVIT, but I was just questioning, why 3, not 1. But AVIT, it's great. I just encourage us because it's hard to move beyond I don't know, the work is basic, but your typical organization, taking, that's great, but there's more to AVIT, the rigor, the inquiry, all those activities that develop the critical thinking. So that's an area I think we need to focus more, because it is hard. It's hard to implement. A lot of training is required, but that's about it. Yes. And yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Avina. Ooh, you guys left a little bit in the plate. Well, first of all, I want to make sure that we thank the board members for being able to attend the different school events and, taking a look at our programs and our services that we're doing. I think a lot of the information that you bring back into our meetings, it's important on how we make future decisions, how we support our teachers, how we support our programs and our different schools. And I think it just kind of, allows us to take a look at as into what we want in the future for our community. And I really thank you for being able to make some time out of your work. I know Mr. Arellano right now is on vacation, so he could attend just about everything. But so thank you guys for that. Ms. Williams, I really want to thank you for your presentation. I had like literally 8 questions for you in here, and you answered them before, you know, before I could ask them. You know, but one of the things that we are looking at is, one is making sure that we continue to articulate our classes, our CTE classes. You know, we know that puts a little bit of pressure on our teachers, and, you know, looking at the curriculum and looking at all the additional paperwork that gets done. However, I think that is something that is important not only for our students, but also for the industries that we're serving and where we're introducing our students into, and then for the future of our students. And I really thank you for you and the teachers for considering that and moving forward so fast once that was made a request that we wanted to make sure that we articulate our classes. Thank you. Mr. Cabarillo and his welding students, you know, I think, you know, when we take a look at something bright and, you know, like you said, very well paid, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, we allow the students now to focus on that, to have those courses, you know, to be able to learn a little bit beyond where they may be stuck on, you know, because if we just do introductory, you know, it doesn't really take them to where they may want to be at, you know. And, you know, when we're looking at industry, a lot of times if we look at saturated industries, you know, we end up just kind of spinning the wheels. And I think right now, if you look at all the CTE classes, we're kind of looking to get rid of those spinning wheels and making sure that we take a look at those that are advancing and have some type of a future, you know. And I think that, you know, that just kind of proves it, you know, being able to do this type of work in there. And then, you know, to the parents, I think a lot of times, you know, when people come in and speak, Ms. Rodriguez came in and, you know, talked about something that it's a positive for her, you know, and her kids, and then the kids that came in and did the little cheer, right? You know, it's important for us to understand that our decisions do impact our students at different levels, and that there's different levels, whether it's a mental health component or physical or anything like that, you know, allows our students to continue working in their future and looking at certain little things that they could do at either elementary or junior high and high school, you know, that gets them to where they want to be at. And I thank Ms. Rosie Rodriguez and the other parents that were here, and Ms. Esqueda for coming in and making sure that she introduced herself as the president of CSEA. And then the last thing is just, you know, time to recharge for our teachers, our students, right? You know, as they go into spring break, just be safe out there and make sure you come back recharged, because then we got to push towards the end of the year. So I know that, you know, it gets to like today, I think it's just one of those days where you kind of go, like, we don't have a lot of students, you know, some of them took an early leave, but we want to make sure that, you know, we finish it and go out there and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
It's 33 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. But who's counting, right?
I need a break.
We'll move into item F, consideration and action, approval of the following items. Item number 1, engagement letter between Calexico Unified School District and Wilkinson Hatley King and Company Limited Liability Corporation for auditing services for 2024-2025 fiscal year.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll make a second with a quick question.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon, second by Mr. Castillo. Mr. Castillo with the question.
Thank you. My question is just, it's the same auditing firm we've used in the past?
Yeah, this is procedural. They're required to do what's called an engagement letter. The board already approved their contract. Like I said, this is a procedural step that's a part of the process that's called the engagement letter.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Get Site Incorporated to provide an individualized education evaluation.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Mr. Castillo.
Second.
Second by Mr. Aviña. Any questions or concerns?
Just ask that Rockwood invite us to the event.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Mobile Ed Productions Incorporated to provide the magic of science and force of motion presentation to Rockwood Elementary students. I'll make the motion for approval.
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Arellano. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and International Alliance Group for IAG Global Workforce Development H-1B visa services for March 5th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. If Mr. Jimenez, if you could please just
Sure.
give us a brief.
Absolutely. These next two right here is, we like to have this in place if we need to use it. We don't pay for this unless we do use it. And this gives us the opportunity to participate in the foreign teacher exchange program, where one of the positions, for example, let's say we're needing to hire a music teacher, and in the past we've had a very, very difficult time, finding that specific credential. That we're able to extend a much wider net. Of course, we're going to recruit, and we're going to try to recruit within the valley or within the local vicinity or California or the United States, and we hope to find a great candidates. But just in case we can't, then we have this in place, and we're able to participate in these types of exchange programs. And so that's what these next two items are for. One is to be like the host district, and this one is for actual to work with this IAG host global workforce development to facilitate the documentation and paperwork process and the recruiting process if need be of foreign teachers.
Thank you. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon, second by Mr. Avina.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 5, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and International Alliance Group for IAG host school from March 11th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. Make the motion for approval. May I get a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
A second by Ms. Calderon. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 6, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and High Tech Heights Graduate School of Education, Race Network from May 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2029 to decrease chronic absenteeism.
Can we get some information on this one?
Absolutely, and at this point, I'd like to ask Ms. Williams to give you guys a little bit more details on this program. It is, as she's walking up to the podium, an enhanced approach to dealing with our chronic absenteeism, which is afflicting the whole state of California. And so this is one of our efforts. We're showing improvements with our ADA. So we are increasing our ADA, but chronic absenteeism are those students who are absent 10% or more of the days of school that have happened. So if we've had 10 days of school and I've been absent already one day, at that point I'm considered chronic absenteeism. At 20 days, it's 2 days. So, over 180 day school year, 10% of that. And so, and those are the students right now that are really, really, we're having a very difficult time with. Ms. Williams?
Gabby Williams, Director of College and Career Readiness. High Tech High, as many of you know, it's a high school located in San Diego. There's several sites, and they offer a lot of services. They offer professional development, they offer graduate services, they offer data coaching services. A couple of years ago, or several years ago, Calexico High School had partnered with High Tech High for 5 years for college and career readiness. And through that work, we learned and we were coached about data systems, putting systems into place. If you recall and you were here on board, we always brag that was through that professional development and through that training, Calexico High School was able to place #1 in the state of California for FAFSA, and then the following year our focus was college applications. So for 1 year we were #1 in the state. After that we fell to #3, and after that the pandemic was around the corner. And so they do great working professional development to a team of whoever attends the training, and it is for us to come back to the sites and put systems into place. And so they recently approached me for 2 purposes, college and career, and a new initiative, which is this one, chronic absenteeism. Once I listened to their approach, I was very excited and shared it with executive cabinet, and we met and Zoomed with High Tech High representatives and explained what the effort would look like. It is a group of 25 school districts in Southern California are part of this consortium. It also includes several universities like UCLA, UCSD, several colleges in the San Diego region. It includes representatives from CDE. It is focused also on changing legislation and addressing chronic absenteeism at a higher level. And so what it looks like is one-on-one coaching for a chronic absenteeism team from Calexico Unified to attend 3 training sessions at High Tech High with individuals and representatives from, as I mentioned, UCLA, from universities, from colleges, from 25 school districts in Southern California, representatives from CDE, and all of us with the same focus, which is tackling chronic absenteeism. During those 2 days that a team would attend High Tech High, we would look at our chronic absenteeism data, at our systems in place, what are we doing, what's not working, and it would be the same process for the 25 other districts to share their successes, their trials and errors. It is very data-driven, ongoing data-driven. That's what I remember with the work that we did with them. And tons of homework. We come back after 2 days for about 8 weeks, and it is a lot of let's get some systems in place and did this work and gather the data, and a lot of initiatives and a lot of efforts. Then we go back, the team would go back and reassess and reevaluate. So there's a lot of holding each other accountability, a lot of partnership and support through 25 school districts in Southern California, and again, all of them with the same focus, which is to decrease chronic absenteeism.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
If I may add, the first year is free of cost, which is the upcoming year. After that, there is a cost of a $50,000 MOU. If we look at what we lose for ADA in one whole year, if this is as successful as many initiatives from High Tech High are, then we would be paying through having kids showing up in school for that MOU. The MOU also indicates that we can leave. We're not married to the 5-year MOU. They'd like for us to show that progress, and then they also like for us to I think recruit or bring another school district on board that we could share similar data and demographics. And I know that High Tech High has recently reached out to the county office. They're working with the higher education department to share this initiative with all of the districts in the Imperial Valley.
Nice.
Thank you. Any other questions or concerns? No? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Calderon. I'll second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 7, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial Valley College for course articulation of fire protection organization Fire 100 beginning the 2025-2026 academic school year.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
Second?
second by Mr. Avina. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 8, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial Valley College for articulation of the welding technology course, Weld 100, beginning the 2025-2026 academic year.
Motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Have a motion by Mr. Abiña, second by Ms. Calderon. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 9, approval of ASE entry-level certification program for student automobile certification from April 18th to July 31st, 2025. And this is the question is, this is just a certification process, right, for the ASE?
That's correct. And this for the students for this year.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
Second?
second by Mr. Aviña. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 10, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Hyundai Motor America Learning Management Systems, LMS, effective from April 17, 2025 to July 1st, 2026, to provide auto shop students with training courses and certification opportunities.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by
I'll
Mr.
second that motion.
Arellano, second by Ms. Calderon. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Item number 11, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Pixabyte Solutions Incorporated to provide updated technology equipment and video conferencing services for the Family Resource Center, Parent Center, Room 1.
A motion to approve.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Castillo. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 12, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Paragon Inspection Services Limited Liability Corporation for division of the State Architect, DSA, Inspector Services for the Transitional Kindergarten Modular Building Site Improvement Phase 2 at Kennedy Gardens Elementary School. And I'll entertain a motion for that.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Aviña, second by Ms. Calderon. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 13, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and All American Inspections Incorporated for in-plant inspection services for the assembly of the relocated building for the transitional kindergarten modular building at Kennedy Gardens Elementary School. I'll make the motion.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion, a second. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 14, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Galileo Learning for professional development and materials to offer STEAM-based enrichment activities during summer camp 2025.
A motion to approve.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Arellano. Questions or concerns? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 15, declaration of need for fully qualified educators for the 2025-2026 school year. Can we just get a quick explanation on that?
Absolutely. This is a also like a procedural matter that we do an annual approval. This is for example, if we hire teachers that are on emergency permit or going through their credentialing program, but they already have their clear credential, they've got an apprenticeship type of a credential with their university. They're not fully credentialed yet, but they do qualify to be hired with the condition that they fulfill all the requirements to complete their credential. So this is a mechanism that allows us to be able to employ educators in that stage of their process of becoming a fully credentialed teacher.
Thank you. Any other questions, concerns? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Arellano,
Second that motion.
second by Ms. Calderon. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Item number 16, quarterly report on Williams uniform complaint ending on March 31st, 2025. And can you give us a quick explanation, Mr. Jimenez?
Absolutely. So this item comes up today. A few months ago, unfortunately, over at Kennedy Gardens, our sewer system backed up, and so there was a period of a few hours there where we were rushing to address the matter as quickly as we possibly can. A lot of the restrooms had to be shut down because the sewer was backing up while it was getting fixed. It was fixed within a few hours. By the end of the day, this occurred late morning. During the time, there was limited restroom use, but restrooms available, but there were some restrooms. But understandably, staff were upset with the situation, and so some staff members from Kennedy Gardens filed a Williams complaint. Because it is a Williams complaint, we have to conduct a formal investigation, which we did, and provide a formal response, which we did. And so this is informing the board and informing the public of this Williams complaint. And this is something that I know I personally and as a district, we have been trying to bring to the attention, right, of the board and of the community, that we do have aging infrastructure. We do have, sewer lines, plumbing, other facility needs that will need to be addressed. I know it's difficult because it costs a lot of money to address these needs. One of the things that the board had the wisdom and the foresight that when the board approved recently the modular transitional kindergarten classroom for Kennedy Gardens, was that if we're already having issues with the sewer line with the existing building, adding more buildings and tapping into the existing sewer line is just only going to impact the old sewer line even more, because now you have more lines running to it and just further exasperating the problem. And so the board not only approved for the modular building for our transitional kindergarten classroom, but also to install a new sewer line for this building, with the potential of then tapping into the new sewer line, alleviating from the older sewer line. Likewise, I believe about a week ago or two, we had a backup here at Calexico High School, where even of our new buildings, the sewer line was backed up, and it's not the systems within the buildings itself. It's once the water and the waste gets into the sewer lines and onto the street lines that, we're talking about pumps and macerators and some, heavy lifting type of work that needs to be done to modernize and keep our schools going for another 100 years. One of the challenges that I share is that this is not glamorous work, right? When you're replacing sewer lines, when you're replacing plumbing, it's underground or it's between the walls and nobody gets to see it. If you put in a playground jungle gym, or you put in a new building, or a new classroom, people see it and say, they pass by, it's like, wow, look at that, that's a beautiful playground, or a great sports complex, or a new building, and you could see it and people could appreciate it that way. Whereas these types of things are not seen, and nobody would know the difference passing by. We have needs at Dual Elementary, for example. And we did an analysis of that plumbing system a few years back. To repipe a Dual Elementary, it was, and this was a few years back, so with inflation, I'm sure it's even a little bit more than that. It was over $2 million. So that would need to be prioritized to fix these items. We got to have like a plan and a schedule to what's our greatest need, and maybe this coming year we're gonna fix Kennedy Gardens, and we're gonna move to Calexico High School, then we're gonna move to but this is a response and part of the process in responding to a Williams complaint. So that's where this comes from.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion if there's no other questions.
So, motion to approve?
I'll second that motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. Item number 17, notice of completion for the A4 modular classroom building exterior improvements phase 2 at the Calexico High School.
There was a walkthrough done, I'm assuming?
Yes, it was cleared, and this is for the exterior of the building, and and at this point it was a notice of completion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 18, this is the start of the resolutions. Resolution proclaiming Teachers Appreciation Week on May 6th through the 10th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon, second by Mr. Castillo. Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Avina?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 19, resolution regarding terminating services of classified employees as a result of reduction or discontinuation of particular kinds of services.
Can we get some context on this one, please?
Yes, absolutely. This is the final step in the process that the board has already, we started already a few board meetings back. On the resolution for today, I believe there's 6 names or 8 names of the sort. But because of how our classified, we're only looking at 2 positions that we are laying off. Of the 6 or 8 that are on the list, but because how our classified employee seniority is calculated, it's not calculated by hire date, it's calculated by hours worked. That between now and the end of the year, there are some folks that are really close to each other within hours difference. Between, so right now I might have my more seniority, for example, over Mr. Contreras, because I've got 20 hours worked more than him. But if I'm out and I have some docs or whatever, and then he continues where then he gets more seniority than I do. So of all the folks that are currently on the list, we're looking at 2 positions. These are positions that were notified earlier at the start of the beginning of the school year. We started off with, I believe, 21 positions. These were positions that were ESSER funded, the one-time ESSER funding that went away. It's already expired. September 30th was its expiration date. So we have been absorbing these positions and paying for these positions by leveraging other funds. But how these positions were initially hired for, that one-time money is no longer here. And through the process of working with CSCA and notifying our folks that these positions after this school year and for lack of the funding were not going to be kept. A lot of the 21 folks that were in the positions actually were able to promote or move laterally into other positions within the district. So of the 21 positions in this category, we're left with the final 2. Although, like I said, there's more people on the list, but only 2 will ultimately be laid off in this particular process.
Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns?
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
I have a motion by Mr. Castillo,
I'll second.
and a second by Ms. Calderon. Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Avina,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Motion passes 5-0. Resolution regarding item number 20, resolution regarding terminating services of certified employees as a result of a reduction or discontinuation of particular kinds of services.
Motion to approve?
I have a motion by Ms. Calderon.
I'll second the motion.
I have a second by Mr. Castillo. Any concerns, questions? No? Okay. Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Avina,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 21, resolution regarding disposition of surplus assets, non-asset technology equipment at Rockwood Elementary.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Castillo,
Second?
a second by Ms. Calderon. Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Avina,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Motion passes 5-0. We'll move into closed session.